Today we're taking a look at a review of the AAW/Shozy POLA in-ear monitors. The POLA comes shipped in a flat black outer box with the AAW/Shozy collaboration logo and the model name on the front. Details about what lurks inside are scarce as this packaging is obviously not designed as part of the marketing. Inside the outer packaging is a blue leather zipper box. This is larger than a standard case, but is well laid out and provides good protection for the contents with multiple layers of foam trays inside. The topmost tray has pockets for the earpieces themselves with an area cut out for the cable. The layer beneath that contains the tips and adapters. A total of 6 sets of tips of 3 different styles are provided with the kit, including a single pair of foams. Overall, the kit is fairly complete, but a smaller travel case for just the earpieces and cable would be a welcomed addition. The sound signature is V-shaped. Comfort and fit. The POLA is a collaboration between Shozy that handles the internals and AAW that handles the shells. Both universal and custom versions are available with your choice of any color you'd prefer or custom graphics, at an additional cost. Shozy is quick to note that some slight changes between the universal and custom do exist, and we would expect maybe driver placements, tube lengths, and crossover adjustments to account for those other changes. The review pair has the standard redwood burl faceplate and black acrylic body. The burl has a thin layer of acrylic over it as well that helps protect the wood from oxidation, and makes the unit look like a single piece rather than a glued-on face. Nozzles are stainless with a pronounced lip and exit the housing with a forward and upward rake. A single pinhole vent exists at the center of the rear of the shell and is easily missed if not actively looking for it. Shells are fairly small but thick and sit as much on the ear as in it. Weight is a non-issue as the shells are light, and with the tip-up style wear, what little weight is present is well distributed. I found the POLA 39 to be a bit more comfortable for long wear, but the POLA is certainly far from the worst I've worn and will likely suit those with average-sized or larger ears well. Those with small ears would be well advised to try the POLA on before purchasing it though. Lows, bass. Sub-bass is well delivered but not elevated, and roll-off is only evident in the lower 40 Hz range. The mid-bass maintains the level of the sub-bass without a marked elevation and gives the POLA a bit of warmth without being bass-dominated. As a result, the lower-voiced instruments have good weight and tonality without seeming overdone or thickened as sometimes accompanies similar tunings. Speed is good, with slightly slower decay than attack, but to my ear it could use a touch more speed on both, as that would really allow the dynamic to match the speed of the top end. There is a definite disparity between the speed of the dynamic used for the low end and the speed of the stat at the top. Overall, a well-rendered natural-sounding bass with good proportions. Bass heads need not apply as this one is nearly neutral, than they will prefer. Mids, vocals. Mids generally stay in good linearity with the rest of the signature, although there is a very slight dip in the lower mids. I don't want to call it a recess as it is slight and only serves to make the upper mids stand out a bit more. I didn't note any obstructive mid-bass bleed, and in general the lower mids have good detail and texture, they just are not quite as far forward as the upper portion. Vocals are generally quite good as they have good weight and timbre, but I did find that particularly higher-pitched vocals sometimes struggle to have room to work. It's hard to describe exactly, but at times some vocals felt as if you had built a small box around them, and while other instruments were allowed outside the box, the vocal was forced to stay in it. This was particularly true when there was a lot going on other than the vocal. Stripped-down tracks had no issue, so this may be more a matter of layering than anything else. Most of the time, vocals were gorgeously textured and well rendered, and while tempted to say this was a mastering issue, I found it on at least 3 tracks where I had never heard this phenomena before by different artists with different producers, so I think it is more related to the POLA than the recording. I did find the POLA particularly fun to listen to things like 40 Fingers Guitar Quartet, as it does a great job of rendering acoustic guitar. Highs, treble. The lower treble does have some extra energy early, but then drops back before it becomes harsh, so I found no issues with fatigue with the treble tuning. The push does give vocals a forward feel and allows percussion to shine as well. Then the stat really starts to show off. It adds plenty of air and sparkle at the top, without getting annoying most of the time in the process, which is a tough line to walk. I did find tracks that lean towards sibilance anyway can seem sharp at times and will say the Pola is not particularly forgiving in this respect. I don't think it is adding to what is present, but it is not mitigating it any either, and the result is sharp tracks are delivered with sharp edges. Above about 7 kHz is where the stat really makes itself known, and it does show a level of control that most BA drivers really struggle with. I found it to give hi-hat a particularly realistic sound without the metallic sound so common to lesser models, and the snare rattle again was very pleasingly real. I will say that amping has to be considered as the stat does need extra current to really come into its own, and lower powered sources did not sound as clean as higher potency ones. I suspect when not enough power is provided the stat falls a bit behind and some phase issues are being created. What about you? What's your favorite aspect of this IEM, and do you have more that were not in this video? Share your thoughts and comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thank you for watching.